last video, I told you I voted for Trump 3 times. I told you where he lost me. The broken promises, the wars, the buried files, the spineless Congress that couldn't pass a bill requiring citizens to vote in our elections. I ended with a question. Did the swamp just wait Trump out? Here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. Maybe the answer is yes, and maybe what comes next is something far worse. Because when voters feel betrayed, they don't sit still, they swing. And the machine, the same machine that's been running this country into the ground for 30 years, already has a replacement warmed up, tanned, highlighted, caffeinated, ready. His name is Gavin Newsom. And if you think a disappointing Trump second term is the worst outcome on the table, you haven't been paying attention. Let's get into it. I don't deal in feelings. I deal in signals. And the signal right now is loud. On Polymarket, where people bet real money on real outcomes, Gavin Newsom is sitting at roughly 26 to 27% to win the 2028 Democratic nomination. AOC is second at 8%. In the general election market, nearly $500 million in trades has him at 16 to 17% to win the whole thing. Second only to Vance and closing. This is not a think piece. This is the crowd pricing in a real threat. Newsom has already announced he's considering a run. He's doing book tours. He flew to the Munich Security Conference in February 2026. A state governor, cutting international climate deals, meeting with UK officials like he's already been inaugurated. He went to South Carolina. He's doing right-wing podcasts. The man is running. He just hasn't filed the paperwork, and the Democrat bench is barren. Kamala is polling at 14% in her own home state's primary, behind Newsom's 28%. The party is desperate, broke, and looking for a face. They found one. A very expensive, very well-maintained face. Let's talk about the lab. Because California is the laboratory where Gavin Newsom has been running his experiment on what happens when the government has unlimited money, zero accountability, and a governor who's more interested in his reflection than in governing. Here are the results. Poverty rate, 17.7%, highest in the nation. About 7 million Californians can't meet basic needs. In the richest state in America. That's not a failure. That's a crime. Homelessness. 187,000 people sleeping on the streets. That's 1 in 4 homeless Americans. In a state with 12% of the country's population. 2 out of 3 of them unsheltered. He spent $37 billion on this problem. $37 billion. The state auditor evaluated 30+ separate homelessness programs and could only determine cost effectiveness for 2 of them. 2, and a federal prosecutor, not a partisan pundit, a federal prosecutor, called Newsom the king of fraud. City Journal estimates that $180 billion has been stolen from California taxpayers under his watch across Medi-Cal, homeless programs, and unemployment insurance. Population. Nearly 1.7 million people have left California since 2020. That's the entire population of Phoenix. Gone. In 2025 alone, 216,000 net residents fled the state. Los Angeles County had the steepest population drop of any county in the United States. People are escaping California the same way you escape a burning building. Gas. $5.89 a gallon right now, highest in the nation. Income tax, 14.4% top rate, and California ranks dead last, 50th out of 50 on U-Haul's migration index. 6 straight years of leading the country in people packing up and leaving. That is his record. That is what he built, and he wants to bring it to your state. I'm going to say something some of you won't like. Some right-wing California takes are overdone. The state's economy is still massive. The weather is real. Silicon Valley didn't appear under Newsom. But here's the thing. California is extraordinary in spite of its government, not because of it. Crediting Newsom for California's strengths is like a slumlord taking credit for the building's architecture. The bones were already there. He just ran the place into the ground while the cameras were rolling. Now back to the destruction. I want you to understand something about Gavin Newsom that matters more than any individual policy failure. This man does not have beliefs. He has positioning. He promised to end homelessness as mayor of San Francisco in 2004. Didn't happen. Promised again as governor. Spent $37 billion. More homeless than when he started. Blamed the cities. He locked California down harder than almost any governor in the country during COVID. Businesses destroyed. Schools closed for years. Told you to cancel Thanksgiving. Then on November 6th, 2020, right in the middle of his own surge, he drove to Napa Valley and sat down at the French Laundry, one of the most expensive restaurants in the world. 12 people, no masks, indoors, despite his office lying and saying it was outside, sitting next to the CEO of the California Medical Association, the same group running ads telling you to mask up. The dinner cost $350 a head before you even looked at the wine list. He called it a dumb mistake, then went back to issuing lockdown orders. Rules for thee, Wagyu and Burgundy for me. There's Panera-gate, a mysterious minimum wage exemption that just happened to benefit a Panera franchise owner who was a longtime Newsom donor and personal friend. There's the $1.7 billion no-bid COVID testing contract with a whistleblower and major problems, hidden until it auto-renewed. His former top aide recently got hit with campaign corruption charges. He wasn't accused, but the gravity always pulls the same direction with this guy. Toward the donors, away from accountability. Insiders win. Taxpayers lose every single time. January 2025. LA is burning. The Palisades, the Eaton fire, over 10,000 structures gone, people losing everything they've ever owned. And Newsom is on camera, touring the wreckage, fighting with Trump on Twitter. Steady hand, leader, protector. What he didn't mention, 6 months earlier, he signed a budget that cut $144 million from California's wildfire and forest resilience programs. 1 month before the fires, the LA fire chief sent a memo warning that a $17.6 million LAFD budget cut was severely limiting their ability to respond to large-scale emergencies. And here's the kicker. Back in 2021, a nonpartisan investigation found that Newsom overstated by 690% the acres treated with fuel breaks and prescribed burns. He claimed 90,000 acres. It was 11,000. He fabricated his own fire prevention record, then cut the funding, then showed up for the cameras. Announce, exaggerate, cut quietly, show up for the photo. That's the Newsom playbook. Here's the part that should keep you up at night. Gavin Newsom, the man who spent years lecturing America about civility and norms, spent all of 2025 running a social media operation that looked like a Trump parody account. Brash, all caps, handing out insult nicknames, trolling, meme wars. And when people called him on it, you know what he said? He said he was putting a mirror up, fighting fire with fire, and it was working. He's also been quietly doing the right-wing podcast circuit, courting the MAGA media ecosystem the same way Trump did in 2015, testing theories, building reach, running a play. He doesn't have an ideology. He has a strategy. Progressive golden boy, COVID authoritarian, resistance hero, Trump troll-in-chief. Now the reasonable moderate doing outreach to your side, whatever the room requires, whatever gets him closer to the one thing he's wanted since he was mayor of San Francisco. This isn't evolution. This is predatory adaptation. This is what a creature with no soul looks like when it's hunting. In 2028, he's going to stand on that stage, slick as ever, and say, "Look at Trump. The broken promises, the wars, the chaos. Don't you want someone competent? Someone who can execute?" He'll have cherry-picked receipts and a media handing him the microphone with both hands. And if we can't produce our own receipts, the $37 billion with no accountability, the 1.7 million who fled his state, the $180 billion in fraud, the French laundry, the wildfire lies, the 17.7% poverty rate, he might actually win. The deep state didn't like Trump because he was trying to dismantle them. They will love Newsom, because Newsom is them. He will feed the machine, grow it, hand it the keys, and call it leadership. Here's the thing I keep coming back to. Trump fought the machine, imperfectly, badly sometimes, with the wrong people around him and the wrong battles picked. He lost fights he should have won, and maybe, in the end, the swamp just waited him out. But he was fighting something real. The machine pushed back because it saw a threat. Gavin Newsom doesn't fight the machine. He is the machine. He doesn't resist the swamp. He is native to it. He evolved inside it. Every no-bid contract, every billion that disappears into a homeless program with no audit trail, every insider who walks away rich while the people get nothing, that's not a bug. That's the feature. That's the deep state running exactly the way it was designed to run, with a governor who won't ask a single uncomfortable question, because the answers all lead back to his donors. Trump couldn't drain the swamp. Gavin Newsom would invite it to dinner at the French laundry, stick you with the bill, and give a press conference about it afterward. A bad second term is recoverable. The country has survived disappointing presidents, but 8 years of Gavin Newsom, with federal power, the full executive apparatus, a cooperative press, and a deep state that finally has a friend in the Oval Office. That's not a setback. That's the bill coming due for everything we got wrong. I'm CloakCommentary. I'll see you in the next one.